Bumbino in Highland Park, Illinois. See more better with freeprescriptionlenses.com, but call me Mo Better, because I'm going to have you seeing Mo Better, looking Mo Better, and I'm going to show everyone else how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses when I cut the Transitions XTRAactive Green with Crizal Easy for your RayBan 2140. Now, I cannot offer you this color, so you bought it from RayBan.com and mailed it to me. This is the matte black. Of course, it's the generic RayBan. It doesn't say anything because it's one of the ones you bought directly from RayBan, one of the custom color mixes. So nothing is written on the inside, just the RB 2140. But again, this is the matte black. I can get it in the shiny black, I can get it in the tortoise, and I think a couple other colors, but not this matte black. So he bought it, mailed it to me, and I'm going to cut the Transitions XTRAactive Green that hopefully will be the same color when I activate these lenses. Now, I just got finished spending about 40 minutes cutting a very difficult Oakley frame. This is about as difficult as they come for RayBan. It's the easy comfort zone difficult that I'm used to and know what to expect. But first, I got to take out the original glass lenses, which can be a bit of an issue. So I need to use some heat. I'm going to put these in here. Heat up the frame. I'm actually going to get a cleaning cloth ready because the lenses are going to be so hot after I take it out of here. Let's see if it'll work first time around. Try and pop the original glass lenses out. There we go. There's that one. Let me take out the other one. There we go. The original glass lenses I like to clean. I'll use a little bit of this. This is what your lenses actually come wrapped in. I save these to clean the equipment at night, but I want to clean out the inside bevel in case there's any adhesive left over from when they put the lenses into the frame. That's cleaned out. I'm going to put your frame into the tracing element of my blocker. You are Secret Agent 1631, so years from now, should you ever need new lenses for this frame, I can mail them right to your home. I'm going to hit the start button. A little stylus is going to pop up and go around and trace the inside bevel of the right side of the frame before doing the same thing on the left. Here at freeprescriptionlenses.com, where everyone loves a bargain and no one is disappointed in quality. You buy a genuine, authentic RayBan frame and you'll receive one free pair of clear single vision prescription lenses or non-prescription fashion lenses. My receipt has my federal ID tax number, so if you have vision insurance or unused health savings account flex dollars, you will get reimbursed for this purchase. Now again, because Bumbino did not buy the frame for me, I have to charge him a little bit more for the lenses. I did not charge him the full amount. Normally I charge $50 for the prescription lenses when you don't buy the frame for me, but because he wanted to buy the frame for me and couldn't, I met him halfway and only did it for $25 more. I didn't think it was fair to charge him the full amount because he tried. He wanted to buy it for me, I just couldn't get it from him, for him. So your pupillary distance is 32, the computer starts at 32.5, so I just have to tap that minus button one time to bring it there. I want to raise the optical center up to 23. Let me write that on there. 23. Now your right eye reads minus 275, minus 2 at 10. It comes from the lab with an R on there. So let's just see if this is your right lens. I'm going to spin the axis wheel to 10. First thing I do is I never believe what the lab writes on there. I'm not superstitious. I'm just a little bit stitious. Come on, it's all right. You can laugh. That's funny. Come on now. Laugh at that. So, I am getting 275. Let me check your astigmatism correction. I'm getting 475, so that is correct. That is the right lens. I just want to make sure everything is centered perfectly. I'm going to put 3 dots on your lenses. Can you see those 3 dots? If not, I can darken them. Uno, dos, 102. I didn't know I was going to... Y'all didn't know I was that bad at math, did you? Okay, let's do the same thing for the left. Turn the axis wheel to 170. Ooh, I see something cool about that I'm going to talk to y'all about later. Minus 175, minus 2 at 170. Turn the power drum to minus 175. Put it in, find the spherical component of your prescription, which is the 175. Check your astigmatism correction. Let's see, what is the total power? Let's see that. 375, yeah, minus 175 minus 2 is 375. Get everything lined up the way it's supposed to be. Again, put 3 dots on your lenses. One, two, once. Now, if you guys missed any of that, let me recap. Come on, you can laugh at that joke too. That's funny. I don't care who you are. That's funny. So this is a block, or as I like to call him, Jenny from the block. I need to attach this to your lens while it is cutting. So I need to use a double-sided adhesive sticker, of which I've got 2 right here. Pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. We're going to line up the first one, put it on the platform, do the same thing now for the second one. Now on the back is a silver button that is a magnet. It's going to do its job twice. The first time is I'm going to pull the paper away to make the black side sticky. I'm going to line up the magnet with another magnet there in the arm so it stays there. And the reason why I put those 3 dots on there, it tells me that it's oriented in there just perfectly. So we're going to get everything lined up exactly the way it should be. Make sure the lens is large enough. That's my thumb, that's my index finger. That's my pinky. Alright, let's magnify that back again to see where we are at. Back to work, back to work. Hit that button, the arm's going to come down, place a block onto the right lens. We're going to do the same thing now for the lens that ain't right, which I can identify with since I ain't right either. Pull the paper away to make the black side sticky, line up the magnet. Same pupillary distance for the left eye, simply divided 64 in half. Which I got on 32. So we're going to line everything up, same pupillary distance, same optical center height, and hit that button. The arm's going to come down, place a block onto the left lens. Now this is the edger. This is what's going to do all the work while I run my mouth. It costs $40,000. It weighs 200 pounds. I recommend everyone go out, buy their own, put it on your kitchen counter, then you can cut your own lenses at home. You won't need this guy with the 2 thumbs and the bad jokes to do it for you. But I will wake up the computer. We're going to get rid of that Oakley shape that was so difficult to cut. Bye. Now let's welcome. Hello, RayBan 2140 Original Wayfarer. This is job number 1631. These are polycarbonate lenses. If they were plastic, high index plastic, or Trivex, I would select that, but we're going to stick with that. I do want to go ahead and take this down 0.25, a quarter millimeter of because the 2140 has a deep bevel, but I'm probably going to have to take it down to 50 or 75 before it fits. I'm going to press that sticker on there firmly, place the magnet into the chuck. That's going to do its job its second time. Of course, I like to call it the Charles because I don't know this machine well enough to call it Chuck. Hit the green arrow. Actually, hang on. Let me see some. Let me do some things here. I'm going to move the bevel back on here. Let me cut this on the manual cycle. And even though the computer, so the lens is going to be traced by 2 wide styluses, making sure that it's large enough to fit into the frame first go around. And you can see it's tracing the shape of the right side of the frame. And then the old carpenter saying measure twice, cut once, measuring the thickness of the lens. But I'm actually going to override it this time, and I'm going to tell it where to place the bevel. So right now it's going to place it in the middle, which right here at the top corner would be 1.26 millimeters in the front, 1.4 in the back. And it pretty much divides it in half, but I could cut it on the base curve, which is 4.30, but instead I'm going to put it on the front bevel, and I actually want it to be about 110. Let's do 120 all the way around. So we have the same thickness in the front. This over here, when you see me moving everything around, that is if your lens was butterfly, even though it's round. If they were to cut it in half and lay it open straight, those are the thickness points on your lenses. That's something you normally don't see in my videos. So I'm going to hit the green arrow, which is start. And then the lens is going to, the cutting wheel is going to speed up. The lens is going to drop down onto the cutting wheel. The light you see flickering in the background is water to catch the optical sawdust as it comes off the cutting wheel. Polycarbonate lenses cut dry, where plastic, high index plastic, and Trivex lenses cut wet. Cutting wet means that water sprays onto the lens for the duration of the cutting cycle. These polycarbonate cut dry, meaning that water is not spraying onto the lens. Now, having said that, it will spray onto the lens for the last 20 seconds just to wash away any optical debris you may see beginning to form on the edge of the lenses now. But your lenses are made out of polycarbonate, which is 40% thinner and lighter than regular plastic. They're virtually unbreakable. These are high-impact ballistics grade lenses. The same lens material that our soldiers wear overseas in combat zones to protect their eyes from shrapnel and from flying debris. These are also the same type of lens material that OSHA requires that factory workers who work on factory floors, assembly lines have to wear. Now these are not OSHA approved safety glasses. It's just you have to have a OSHA frame. This is not an OSHA safety frame, and it has to have the OSHA stamp on the lens, but it is the same lens material. Now, it also has 100% UVA and UVB protection built into the lens. It's doing this weird little cycle and it raises back up. Now, we know what the sun's harmful ultraviolet rays can do to your skin. Your eyes are 8 times more sensitive than your skin. So you have permanent sunscreen for your eyes, unlike the lotions, creams, and sprays that need to be reapplied every couple hours when you're direct exposure to the sun there in Highland Park, Illinois. This is permanent and never needs to be reapplied. Now you have the Transitions XTRAactive Green, and I do want to thank you for your patience. Transitions XTRAactive Gray or Brown only take about 3 or 4 days. Transitions XTRAactive Green take 2 weeks. It has to be outsourced, meaning that it's only cut in one lab here in the US, and it's actually in Minnesota of all places, but that's where it's at. Now you got the Crizal Easy Anti-Glare. Crizal is 3 features in one, and I'll get to that in a minute, but if you notice your lens is completely flat around the edges like a nickel. If I were to take it out now, it would stand up on the counter. Now it's going to drop down and get the bevel, the V-shaped bevel, the knife-like edge, if you will, to go inside the bevel of the frame. Now I've cut lenses for this frame a ton. I've never cut one for the matte black. This is a really cool finish. I can offer you this frame in the 2132 new Wayfarer. I just can't offer it in the original Wayfarer. But the Crizal Anti-Glare is 3 features in one. The first is an anti-glare treatment to reduce glare when driving at night, particularly driving at night in the rain, but from street lights, stoplights, computer screens, overhead fluorescent lights, and of course the most important thing, glare from oncoming headlights at night. Now if you see the water spraying onto the lens, it tells me it's in the last 20 seconds. In just a moment, a lever will come out. At the end of that lever is a spinning disc. That's what's going to apply the safety bevel to the rear concave surface of the lens. Now the second feature of the Crizal goes by the initials ARC, which stands for anti-reflective coating, so it reduces reflections. So when somebody's looking at you, they're not looking at their reflection in your glasses. It makes for much better eye contact. Plus, if you take a selfie or if someone takes a picture with a flash, you're less likely to see the camera or the flash in the lens. The third feature that I like, which is the practical side, is it comes with the industry's hardest scratch coating. The machine that applies the Crizal Anti-Glare costs well over $1 million. It takes over 24 hours to vaporize that coating onto the lens. So because of the time and the expense, Crizal put the industry's hardest scratch coating on there to protect your time and investment. Now let's see if it fits first time around. Tuck the lens in at the outside corner. Yeah, not even close. Let's go down another 1/4 millimeter. So we're at minus 0.50. Put it back in, hit retouch. The old carpenter saying you can measure twice, cut once. You can always cut more off of a board. You can never add it back on. So fortunately, I started a little bit large and work my way down. Now, I won't be surprised if I have to take it down even more. I'm doing it in 1/4 increments. Usually I do everything in 0.10, but I have so much experience with this frame, I do this one in 1/4 increments. I do cut every pair of lenses that get shipped worldwide. You want a perfectionist like me cutting your lenses. I do not want to force the lens into the frame, as a lot of people will use heat to do. Now, I use heat to take the lenses out. I just don't use heat to put the lenses in. Having said that, because this frame is so thick with a thick bevel, I will actually anticipate, I reserve the right to use heat. On little skinny frames, I don't want to force the lens in there because it'll cause the frame to stretch or roll. There's no way you can stretch this frame. This frame is built like a tank. It has triple barrel hinges. This is one of the most well-made RayBan frames. It is a classic. It was originally designed in 1952. My new Wayfarer 2132 was designed in 1992, and I'll show you the differences in just a moment. Take the lens out, dry everything off, run my thumbnail around to get any optical sawdust, also known as schwarf, off the edge of the lens. We're going to drop that into the trash can. Again, dry everything off so it's not slippery. Now what you can't see is I move the bevel to the front of the lens, which is going to force the lens to sit towards the back of the frame. Can you guys see that? I cannot see what you guys are seeing. I have a new GoPro, but I've not learned how to use it. I can actually watch things on my phone now to see what you guys are seeing. So tuck it in at the outside corner, push down at the nose. Yeah, let me take it down a little bit more, Let's do about 65. I'm going to do 0.15 instead of 25 this time. Hit retouch. But I was saying about the Crizal anti-glare. It literally vaporizes 8 different coatings. They have to wash the lens in acid bath in between the coatings, dry everything off. That's why it takes over 24 hours to vaporize, wash, clean, dry 7 times. And it still has to dry when it comes out after the 8th time because of the time and the expense. That's why they put the hardest scratch coating on there to protect your time and investment. Now once we get the final size down, I will write that on your paperwork so years from now, should you ever need new lenses, I'll know exactly what size to cut these and ship them. Now the right lens takes the longest. Once we get the right lens down, we'll flip it over and start cutting the left. Unless you have some crazy difference now, it'll be the same for the left. I'm going to open the door with my mind. Take the lens out, dry it off. Check for any optical sawdust. We're good to go. Tuck the lens in at the outside corner. Push down, come on now. Make sure everything is in place. There we go. Now we're in there. Now we're cooking with gas. Let me do the same thing now for the left lens. Press that on there firmly. Place the magnet into the Chuck, the Charles, the Chucky baby, or the Bumbino as I call it tonight. Hit the green arrow to start, just like before. The door closes, the clamp shuts. Now we will quickly cut the left lens on size this time. Hopefully we won't have to take it down anymore, and you can see as it's going around tracing the shape of the left side of the frame. Of course it's going to ask me where to place the bevel again since I told it to, and we're going to do the same thing. And one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to make a note that I cut on 1.2 millimeters front base curve. I write it in red so it jumps out at me. We can go ahead and take the block off, dry that off, throw that back in there, pull the sticker away, put it in just above that black dot, which is your pupillary distance. We're going to spin that back to 10. Place it in over that black dot. And I am getting minus 275 going away from 2 heading towards 3. We're 1 tick mark away from 3. That is because your right eye is 2.75 diopters of minus power. There's a minus on. You are myopic. You are nearsighted. You need 8 plus 3, 11 steps of minification to make everything clear. With your glasses off, everything is much too large. That's why your lens is minified down to the correct size. Now, once everything is the correct size, you have additional 8 steps of astigmatism correction. So you're going to be at, let's see, 13 plus 8, 21 steps total power. So we measured minus 275. You have 2 curves on your eye, 275 this way, the spherical component, a second curve 90 degrees away here, which is a steeper curve 2 diopters, which is going to give us a total of 475. Look at that, 475, 1 tick mark away from 5. Now, uncorrected astigmatism makes 6s and 8s look alike, are the letters P and F. So that's the fine tune knob. We're going to turn that fine tune knob from 0 to 90 to 180. We don't have to go that far. We're only going to do to 10. You have 10 degrees. Now, your left eye needs 7 steps of far-sighted correction and another 8 steps of astigmatic correction, but we're going to turn that fine tune knob to 170. Now, what I saw that I liked earlier that I alluded to, you think 10 and 170 are apart? No, a straight line is 0 to 180. So you're on the 10th meridian for the right eye. For the left eye, you're at 170, which is you're 10 degrees away from the 180 on the right eye. You're 10 degrees away from the 180 on the left eye. So that's kind of cool. You have, this number could be anywhere from 0 to 180. It's just rather unique that you're 10 degrees on both sides away from the 180. So the transition to XTRAactive green adds $129.99 to the cost of your lenses. The Crizal Easy at $69.99. Of course, your lenses are $24.99, another $25 for the video. So the total is $49.99 for a total of $249.97. Now, anyone else who buys the RayBan of any color I can offer, the other really cool thing, all the RayBan cases that I get, you see these in my social media pics. Black has a gold, the brown has the black logo, yours has a silver. That comes from RayBan retail. This is what the RayBan wholesale distributors ship when they get their frames. RayBans for the color schemes that they put together, the color combination, custom colors, you get the silver case. You get the custom case. How about that? So we're going to take the lens out of the Chuck, the Charles, the Chucky baby, the Bumbino. Run my thumbnail around to get, ooh, I love it when the sawdust comes off in one piece, just like a lint out of the dryer trap. Get the rest of it off your lens. Where's your frame? I've already lost your frame. Come down here, we're going to tuck it in at the outside corners first. Push down at the nose, and it snaps right in. Take this block off, pull the sticker away, use my hand-approved drying method, throw that back in there. Add that to my sticker collection. We're going to come down here and put it in just above that black dot. We have to turn the fine tune knob. So you're at 10 here, 180 is 0. Turn it to 170. Check the power, and I'm getting minus 175, 1 tick mark away from 2. Minus 175. Now 2 diopters. Remember high school algebra, if you add 2 like signs together? Yeah, me either. But if someone borrowed $1.75 from you, then they borrowed another $2, they would owe you $3.75. Let's check the second power. $3.75 in the red. 1 tick mark away from 40. Man, the guy with the 2 thumbs and the bad jokes, he knows what he's doing. So your pupillary distance is 64. Turn the card around, place the PD stick. Where's my, oh, it's in my pocket. That's why I can't find it. Place the PD stick against my thumb on your right lens. When we hold it up to the left lens, we're getting 64 millimeters, so that is cut perfectly. Let's check the optical center height of 23. And when you look at the middle of the bottom of the frame, not the bottom of the lens, remember the bevel goes down. The lens actually goes down into the middle of the frame. We're getting 23 millimeters there. 23 millimeters there. Man, that kit is good. So this is the portion of every video that as I clean your lenses, I mentioned that this purchase is tax-free and includes free shipping anywhere in the US. And the last time I heard, Highland Park, Illinois is in the US, but when you get these in the mail, there's a small chance that these could fit too loose or too tight. However, there's an 80% chance that one side is going to sit higher than the other. That's because 80% of people have one ear that is higher than the other, and because of that statistic, 99% of all optical shops will do free adjustments if you ask them. But I'm going to get these in standard alignment first, also known as a 3-point stance. The 3 points are 1, 2, and the bottom of the frame being 3. Let me finish drying my fingerprints off. The Crizal anti-glare coating comes with a little powder coating, and I'm trying to get it all around the edge of the lens. I don't use the harsher chemical near the lens. I do it in the center to take off the ink from the lensometer. Then I use a generic lens cleaner to clean all the way up against the frame, just to protect the finish of the frame. I don't like any harmful chemicals to be near that. But let's go ahead and again get it in standard alignment, so when I press down there is no wobble. When I say wobble, I'm part of that 80%. When I take mine off, they wobble on the counter, but they sit level on me. Now I'm going to flip these over, press down, there is no wobble, close each temple to make sure they overlap perfectly, and they do. I think they do. I can't see them very well. That neither temple is askew like that. Now again, this is the RayBan 2140 original Wayfarer. I am wearing the RayBan 2132 new Wayfarer. They have the same general shape of the temple, but the original Wayfarer has what's known as panoscopic tilt. It goes away from the eyebrow, the bottom of the frame comes in towards the cheek. My 2132 is a little bit more vertical. It does not have that. Has a narrower bridge. This is a 22 width. This is 18. And that's it. So this frame was designed in 1952. This was the standard. This is what RayBan built its empire on. They redesigned it in 1992 to come in a couple different sizes. Now this one comes in the 50 and the 54. This one comes in the 52 and 55, and now within the past year they've come out with a 58 eye size. This one also comes as a folding version. They don't make a folding version of mine, or else I'd be all on it. I was about to put yours on, Bumbino. Let me put mine back on so I can see what I'm doing. Now I send out a selfie request in every package. I would love to have a selfie of you, Bumbino. Actually two, one with them clear indoors, and then one where we're showing the transitions XTRAactive green with Crizal outdoors. But this is what your lenses look like first time. If all things go well, it's going to end up looking like the G15 lenses. By the way, I send out cleaning instructions not only on your frame and lenses, but for the cleaning cloth that I provide. Oops, you know what? You're going to get a Crizal cleaning cloth. And of course, you get the RayBan one that comes in the case, and it actually comes with a sticker telling you the 3N. That's the G15 lens that comes in that frame. But I send out instructions on how to care for all of that. No one else on the internet does that, I am told. So let me go ahead and put your frame into, expose them to a strong burst of ultraviolet light in my transitions box. Now as you can see, it takes about 30 to 45 seconds for transition lenses to darken. It takes a little bit longer when you come back inside, 45 seconds to a minute 15 to return back to virtually clear. Now Bumbino and everyone else listening, this is important. All transition lenses will get dark on day one and continue to darken every day for the first 2 weeks they're exposed to the sun. After that, they will work for years at maximum performance. The only time that transition lenses don't work is if you're behind the windshield of a car. Your windshield protects your dashboard from cracking from sitting in the sun all day because it's just basking in the sun's UV rays. Now, having said that, transitions XTRAactive will get 30 to 50% dark behind a windshield. Now, all transition lenses are temperature sensitive, meaning that it will get darker when it's 85 and below than they will when it's 95 and above. Having said that, the transitions XTRAactive will get darker outside because it's designed for XTRAactive people who spend extra time outside. How about that? That is the XTRAactive green next to the G15 lens. I think that looks pretty good if I say so myself. So that's it. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more of these, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram as freeprescriptionlenses.com. On Twitter it's freerxlenses. You can, if you have any questions like he did, you can email me at freeprescriptionlenses@gmail.com or simply click the contact me button on the website. So Bumbino in Highland Park, Illinois, thank you for the purchase of the Transitions XTRAactive green lenses with the Crizal Easy for your own RayBan 2140 color matte black, the color mix frame, the original Wayfarer that you have sent to me for me to cut lenses for you. I will get these shipped out. They will be in the mail first thing tomorrow morning. And thanks again, and everyone else has got a chance to see how I bring that love and feeling back to glasses. Thank you.